History remembers long wars, wars that lasted decades, wars that reshaped borders, destroyed empires, and killed millions. But not every war is remembered. Some are forgotten because they were inconvenient, some because they were humiliating, and some because they revealed a truth too uncomfortable to preserve. This is the story of a war so short, so brutally one-sided, that history quietly pushed it into the shadows. A war that lasted less than 1 hour. This is the story of the Anglo-Zanzibar War. In the late 19th century, Zanzibar was a jewel of the Indian Ocean. Located just off the East African coast, the island was a powerful trading hub, linking Africa, the Middle East, India, and Europe. Ivory, spices, gold, and slaves once flowed through its ports. But by the 1890s, Zanzibar's power was fading. The British Empire had arrived. Though Zanzibar appeared independent, it was a British protectorate in all but name. Britain didn't govern directly. Instead, it controlled Zanzibar through influence, pressure, and carefully chosen rulers. And whoever sat on the throne sat there, because Britain allowed it. On August 25, 1896, the Sultan of Zanzibar died suddenly. Within hours, his cousin, Sultan Khalid bin Bargash, moved swiftly. He marched into the royal palace, gathered supporters, and declared himself Sultan. But Khalid made one fatal mistake. He did not ask Britain for permission. Under existing agreements, no one could become Sultan without British approval. To Khalid, this was a matter of sovereignty. To Britain, it was defiance. British officials reacted immediately. Warships were ordered into Zanzibar's harbor. By the next morning, 5 British naval vessels sat silently offshore. Their cannons aimed directly at the palace. British soldiers lined the streets. The message was unmistakable. Britain would decide who ruled Zanzibar. On the evening of August 26th, the British consul delivered an ultimatum. Khalid had until 9 a.m. the next morning. He was ordered to step down from the throne, lower his flag, disband his forces. If he refused, the palace would be bombarded. Khalid did not surrender. He believed Britain was bluffing. He believed they would never fire on a royal palace. History would prove how wrong he was. As dawn broke on August 27, 1896, tension filled the air. Inside the palace, Khalid gathered nearly 3,000 defenders. They were armed with old rifles, outdated cannons, and blind confidence. Outside, British ships adjusted their positions. Cannons were loaded. Clocks ticked closer to 9 a.m. No negotiations followed. No compromise was offered. Only silence. At 9:02 a.m., the first British shell was fired. The palace was hit almost instantly. Walls shattered. Roofs collapsed. Fire spread through the complex. British naval artillery pounded the palace relentlessly. Zanzibar's defenders attempted to fight back, but their weapons were no match. Within minutes, Zanzibar's artillery was destroyed. Panic spread. Soldiers fled. Civilians ran for their lives. The bombardment continued. The palace burned. Hundreds were killed or wounded in a matter of moments. The royal yacht was sunk. Zanzibar's flag still flew, a symbol of defiance amid the chaos. But by 9:40 a.m., the flag finally fell. The war was over. Total duration, 38 to 45 minutes. The shortest war ever recorded. The results were devastating. British casualties. One sailor injured, Zanzibar casualties. Over 500 killed or wounded. Palace destroyed. Military eliminated. Sultan Khalid fled the palace and escaped to German territory. He would never rule Zanzibar again. Britain installed a new sultan, one loyal to British authority. Zanzibar's remaining independence vanished overnight. So why isn't this war taught in schools? Because it doesn't fit the heroic narrative of empire. There was no strategy, no bravery, no honor. It was domination, pure and simple. For Britain, it was an uncomfortable reminder of imperial power used without restraint. For Zanzibar, it was a humiliation too painful to memorialize. So history quietly erased it. The Anglo-Zanzibar War teaches us something vital. History is not just written by the victors, it is edited by them. Wars that inspire pride are remembered. Wars that reveal imbalance are forgotten. And sometimes, the shortest wars reveal the deepest truths. This war lasted less than an hour, but its consequences lasted generations. And if history can erase a war so easily, what else has it chosen to forget? This is History Unmasked, uncovering the stories history tried to bury.